Hello student friends, welcome to this 26th lecture of digital electronics. In the last lecture, as we know, we have discussed about basic gates, right? All the basic gates and their working with help of the circuit diagram, then equation, truth table and the statements. We have even seen different examples of this digital circuits, that how these mix gates can be used to build a circuit. It was just an example, right? You may have and statement, some problem statement, and by understanding that problem statement, you are supposed to design the circuit, and in that case, these different circuits can be used. Okay, so that part we are going to cover in our combinational logic circuits and then sequential logic circuits. Okay, so now we are at this very important and interesting concepts of this digital electronics, that is Boolean algebra. Okay, now when we listen this term algebra, then it takes to our general mathematics. Again, I'll just give you an analogy of this general mathematics, right? And in the algebra, you might have seen different concepts that includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, like division, solving simultaneous equations, finding their roots, square roots, cube roots, right? Log, anti-log, fractional and all that. Okay, and generally we use this rule. This is called as rule, or on the other hand it can also be called as law. Okay, because if you follow this law, then only we will be able to simplify or solve given equation in the maths. Okay, so same is the concept here used for this digital circuit or digital system, where this Boolean algebra plays a vital or a very important role. Now understand one situation where you have been given or you have some circuit, or just consider earlier this circuits, right? TV, if you consider TV, today we have a television set, TV set, as compact as possible, right? So in the earlier days it was a big TV which used to take a lot of space, right? And then we had something like this which used to occupy the complete table. Okay, so just see or just ask your elders that how the previously televisions were, or most of you might have in your house this. But now if you see a mobile, it has become so much compact that it can fit in this palm in our hand, right? In one of the book I saw that just to incorporate a memory of 512 MB, nowadays we don't even you know listen this 512 MB, right? We are all now into GBs, 1 GB, 2 GB, 4 GB and all that. But just to incorporate this much of memory, uh, half room circuit, half room equipment was installed. It took a space of half room, half of the room. You can just imagine. Okay, so that was earlier days circuit used for this storage and all that, right? And today if you see a small this memory card, size of our nail, right, can incorporate GBs of data, GBs of data literally. Okay, so the circuit has been compacted from this to this. It has become very compact. Now what is the reason behind it, or what is the logic behind it? Okay, so that point literally takes us to this concept, Boolean algebra, right? Now we have different circuits or different integrated circuits, ICs. So just let me try to show you. So this is one digital IC, a digital circuit, right? It is of this kind, this type. Okay, this can be seen while performing practical, and if you see, some numbers are printed on this, right? So these are actually the ICs of gates. This is called as integrated circuits. Now these ICs are 14 pin IC, 7 at one side, 7 at another side. Okay, and you can just see that some numbers are printed here. You see here, this you'll able to see this number, right? So it is 7432, right? 7432. Okay, this is one type of IC. So if I'm not wrong, this is OR gate IC. I don't remember this which ICs, but I guess we'll have to check it. Okay, so these are kind of integrated circuit, and each these ICs have 4 gates inbuilt in this. 4 gates inbuilt in this. Okay, so these are integrated circuits. That is what they are called as integrated circuit. So just considering different this digital circuits and their compactness. Nowadays, for this in this corona situation, you are all the time everywhere you are seeing that pulse oximeter. Just see the size of that. Earlier, it was something different if you want to measure your oxygen level and your heart rate or pulse rate. Okay, the circuit that being very compact, and it gives you actually the digital output. Okay, so everything here is related to compactness. And this compactness is achieved with help of this Boolean algebra. Now as the gate increases in a circuit, right, I'll repeat this, as the gates increases in the circuit, their cost also increases. Okay, but just imagine instead of having 5 gates with some output, what if I can achieve the same output with less number of gates? Okay, so if I have 5 gates and my output is 1, so what if I can achieve that with 2 gates and output 1? Right, so from 5 I have reduced the number of gates to 2. Okay, so this is called as reduction technique, simplification or minimization. And how is this achieved is with help of this Boolean algebra, right? So an English mathematician, George Boole, he actually developed all this Boolean algebra, and trust me, it is really going to be very interesting. It's like actually it's like a magic that the gates which we have studied can even be verified with help of this Boolean algebra. Everything you will find correlated. Even when we are going to study some further concepts, everything is correlated here, everything. Okay, so I'll just go through this point. It is used to analyze or simplify logic equations or digital circuits, right? Simplify the circuits used. Now whatever circuits we are using, with help of this Boolean algebra we are going to simplify it, right? And that resulting in less expenses of the circuit. So this is what the example I have given. So this, consider an IC for 10 rupees. So 50 rupees if I required to produce an output, the same output I can produce by 20 rupees. So obviously my cost has been reduced. Okay, and obviously that is reliable. Okay, So that is what we can say. Boolean algebra is a basis for all digital systems. Okay. The Boolean algebra differs from ordinary algebra and binary algebra. Yes. With certain points, this Boolean algebra differs from ordinary and binary algebra. Now, ordinary algebra, I have just a while ago discussed that what is ordinary algebra. Okay, and in first chapter we have seen this binary algebra, the binary arithmetic. Okay, so how does it differs is with some points here. It allows only two possible values of zeros and ones. All the time we have discussed, since it is binary, so here also we are going to find in terms of zeros and ones only. The symbols or variables are represented by letters. Okay, so that we have seen in while discussing the logic gates. Okay, we had a bar, b bar, c plus a, b. So we had this equation. Okay, and they are not by numerical values. You will find no numerical value because we only have zeros and ones. Okay, all right. So no arithmetic operations are being performed here. So not addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, then the square root, cube root, then square, then cube, then log, anti-log. None of these functions are being performed on this Boolean algebra. Right. So you might be thinking that if none of these operations are being performed, then how this Boolean algebra is going to help to reduce the circuit. So that is what I said. It is actually interesting. You will find this interesting. Okay, and now we are a level going up a level. It's like if you are playing a game in the mobile, then do you play that game at only one level? Obviously not, right? You just go on upgrading, or you just go on going on a next level, right? So in the KBC also you might have seen. Okay, so here now we are going a bit one level up, right? Okay, so that is what in ordinary algebra we have 1 plus 1 is 2. In binary system we have seen 1 plus 1, this is sum and this is carry. So sum is 0, if you just remember 1 plus 1 0, carry 1. So sum is 0, carry is 1. Now in the Boolean algebra, see 1, now this is not plus, this is OR. 1 or 1 is 1. Now this output can be treated as high. Okay, so a while ago we have discussed that Boolean algebra should differ from ordinary and binary algebra is in this way. Okay. Oh, so no fractions, negative numbers or square roots or etc. So we have discussed this point, that we will not have any fraction, any negative number, square roots, nothing we are going to have. Sounds interesting, right? Okay. So these are some concepts of this Boolean algebra. Now just consider this equation. So as we have said that equations are in the terms of alphabets. So this Y here means output and this A, B, C means inputs. Okay, so this dot here means AND gate, plus here refers to or we can say ANDing operation or ORing operation, right? So we have something called A bar. Okay, A bar, right, or A inverse. Okay, in some of the books you may have this notation A dash, which is equal to A bar. A bar means opposite of A. Okay, and you can see this. If I write A bar, B bar, C bar, and if I write A, B, C whole bar, right? So this refers to whole bar. Okay, these two are absolutely not equal to each other. Okay, so in this way or in this fashion, the equations in the Boolean algebra are being represented. Right? I hope this is clear for you. Are being governed by different laws of Boolean algebra. Okay, so governed by various laws of Boolean algebra to simplify, minimize or reduce the digital circuit. So in the exam you may have this question: simplify the given equation or minimize the given equation using basic gates, or reduce the following basic gates, reduce the following equation. Right? So you may have this type of question. Okay. Now what are the different laws that are associated or this Boolean algebra have? Okay. So there are different kinds of laws. Now with the help of these laws, we are going to reduce the given digital circuit or digital system. Okay. So first is associative law, commutative law. Now I'm just going through what different laws we have. In a while we'll look at each of these law one by one. Then we have distributive law, ANDing laws. Now this can also AND laws or ANDing laws, right? Then we have OR laws, or this can be also called as ORing laws. Okay, so we have 4 types of ANDing laws, 4 types of ORing laws. Then inversion law. Okay, then duality theorem. Okay, and then we have something very important called as De Morgan's theorem. Okay, so these are the different types of laws. On a law, if we just combine these, then we have 15 to 16 different laws of Boolean algebra, and they are quite simple, very quite simple they are. Okay, so let us see these laws one by one. Okay, so first law is associative law. Now what does it states? It states that A plus, in bracket we have B plus C. Now these A, B, C, they are all variables. They are all variables, input variables. Like we have x1 plus x2 plus x3 equal to 0. Right? So these are called variables. Similarly here also we have these variables. Now A plus B plus C equal to, now here see, if B plus C, then it states that we can have this type of laws. Okay, A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Right? And this, all the laws can be proved with help of truth table. Okay, now here as I said, plus represents OR operation and dot represents AND operation. Okay, so A dot B dot C equal to A dot B dot C. Okay, so if you want to take this, I can say, so 4 plus 5 plus 6, I can say 6, no, not here. Right, so I hope this is clear for you. Very easy law it is. The commutative law states that changing position of input variable of AND or gate does not affect its operation, right? So you can see here A dot B is quite equal to B dot A. So said it another way, I can say 4 into 5 can be 5 into 4, right? So this will give you 20, this will give you 20, right? Similarly, A plus B equal to B plus A. So 4 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 4. So this will give you 9, this will again give you 9, right? So if I have A, B, C, I can equally write C, B, A or C, A, B. Changing the position will not affect its operation. Let us try to prove this with help of truth table, right? So since two input we have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, right? A dot B, now ending of these two operations 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. I have done A dot B. Now let us try to do B dot A. 0 into 0 is 0, 1 into 0 is 0, 0 into 1 is 1, 1 and 1 is here it is 0, 1 and 1 is 1. So these both are same. So that is what we have written here. Right? Similarly, we can prove for this ORing operation also. Okay, quite easy it is. The next law is distributive law. Distributive law is simply, I can say, bracket solving. Now if I have 4 into say 2x plus 4y, just consider. So how can I solve this? 4 to the 8x plus 4 for the 16y in our general maths, right? So similarly, factoring or multiplication of different terms in an expression is allowed, is what is stated by this distributive law, right? So here if I have this equation A dot B plus C, which means AB plus AC. Okay, so again this can be proved with help of truth table, but since it is quite easy, I'll skip the explanation or proving using truth table, right? Then A plus B into C will give you A plus B, right? And then dot A plus C. Now you can try this yourself by prove with truth table. It's taken, you can just take this as an assignment, right? And just see whether these two terms are you getting equal or not. Okay, so this is a short glimpse of how these Boolean laws are. Okay, we have another some called absorption. ABSORPTION, absorption law. It is just like taking common from a term. Okay, so consider if I have AB plus AC plus AD. Okay, so can I take A common from here? Okay, so this becomes A, B plus C plus D. Okay, I have absorbed this. Okay, or in said in another way, if I have AC plus AB, so same here, right? So taking common, you have to just find at which term is common, right? And this taking common, this step is very important for this Boolean algebra. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll actually look for another different types of these laws, that is ANDing laws and ORing laws. So in the exam, since we have 4 ANDing and 4 ORing laws, you may have a question for 4 marks, right? So you can even refer the question papers and just see that what questions are being asked on these concepts, right? So in the next lecture I will actually see for that. Okay, till then, have a nice time. Thank you.